So what do you have to be aware of tonight against a Blue Jackets team that has exceeded a lot of expectations this season?
Yeah, they're rolling. They're dangerous offensively. They can strike quick. They have a lot of skill up front. So we just have to be aware of them off the rush and of them coming back at us.
As a defenseman, what do you appreciate about the way Zach Werenski goes about his business while playing almost 27 minutes a night?
Yeah, it's impressive. I think the way he can contribute on both ends of the ice is obviously really important for their team. To be playing that many minutes and still jump up in the rush and things like that, it's definitely impressive to see.
What have you learned about Dennis Hildeby this season?
That he's tough to score on. Just a big body, really athletic, battles in the crease. So we're really confident when he's in the net.
Can you give us a defenseman's perspective on Matthew Knies and how hard he is to defend at his size and the way he's rolling right now?
Yeah, it's definitely very challenging. Obviously, you take some of the top end skill in the league, and then you put it in that frame. It's tough. He can go through you. He can go around you. So I don't wish to be any other defender.
Craig Berube's talked about an activated defense as a kind of an offensive defenseman yourself. What does that mean to you, and what his system has meant to you?
Yeah, I don't think it really changes anything I do. I think you want to try and stay within yourself, but it's important that the D is a part of the offense. Just whether it's getting shots through at the point or being the fourth man on the rush, that's little things we need to do to create offense.
Where are you at in terms of the penalty kill and adapting to that role this season?
Yeah, it's been good. I think obviously it's my first year in pro really killing, so it's been a bit of an adjustment, and there's ups and downs, but I think I've steadily improved, and it's something I'm getting comfortable with.
What's been the biggest adjustment?
Just everything. I think when you haven't done anything, you just learn little nuances, and I've been trying to pick the brains of Tanny and Caber. Obviously, they're great at it, so I'm just constantly learning as I go.
How are you feeling about Sunday, Bills, Chiefs? I know you're a Bills fan.
Yeah, pretty nervous. I think I like that matchup better than the Ravens, so pretty excited about it. It'll be a good game.
You like that matchup?
Yeah, I just don't think the Bills match up well against the run, so I think they'll do better in a shootout.
Well, what do you guys have to be aware of the most tonight against a Blue Jackets team that has caught a few teams off guard here this season?
Yeah, no, we know they're playing well, so I think we have to just treat them as any other team, like we treat Tampa last game. They're going to come here and try to take advantage of our home ice, but we just have to stick with it, play hard, and not give them chances.
How much do you know about Marchenko and what stands out about him?
I mean, he's a good player. He has a lot of skills, he got a lot of poise. So we just have to contain him and not let him get those 8 chances, especially from the slot.
What have you learned about Hildeby this season?
Hildeby's he's a big boy. Like he works hard. He's tough to score on in practice. He's always dialed, and just happy to see him here.
What, from a defenseman's perspective, what makes Matthew Knies tough to slow down right now when he's playing the way he is at that size?
Yeah, he's just a horse. Like he's so strong. I don't think he knows it, but he's so strong. So like if he plays like that and the skill he gets around the net, he's really hard to play against. I'm happy he's on my team.
Do you notice he's learning that he can throw around that weight a little bit more as a young guy in the league, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. I think he's still figuring out his game. Like I said, sometimes takes a bit of time, but I think he's doing a great job of that this year, and he's just showing it right now. So good for him.
Have you known a team that had 3 goalies this size?
Pardon?
3 goaltenders this size, Stolars.
Yeah.
Hildeby, you guys got a lot of size back
there. Yeah, I think it's good. Like those giants. It's good. It just makes the other team harder to score against us, and they make a really good job. So it's happy to have them on our team.
They can see through a lot of traffic too.
Yeah. With their size, they can see over my shoulders, and I'm 6'3", so it's really good.
Where are you at with your game? Now that you're back in the lineup, what do you have to show?
Yeah, I don't think I'm in the need to show anything. I think I just want to play my game. I know what I can do. I know what I have to do to be effective out there. It's just to get back to those little details, being hard to play against, being just like one of those guys that the forwards don't want to play against in the corners. I think that's my game, and I just have to come back to that.
What stood out most to you last 3-game stretch? What's working with this team?
I think just everybody on the same page. We know sometimes we have to play simple, and sometimes we need to our skills out a bit. I think it's just managing that when to do so. especially coming around those blue lines, so we don't create any turnovers and create any outman rushes. And I think we're on the right page on that point. And I think Chief is doing a great job of just making sure everybody's understanding that point.
Yeah. Is there a better balance now? Like, is he pushing a bit more offense than maybe first couple weeks of the season?
No, I think it's just the guys are finding their games within the system, and it's been working out.
With your game, I'm just curious, like, why do you think maybe it hasn't been as consistent as you would like this season? I know you got the young one at home, it's a new coach, new partner maybe. Like, why do you think it hasn't flowed as last year?
I don't think there's any excuses about my game. It's just me managing my own head, my own game, and it's just making sure I'm focused on the ice. Like it's my job. I'm getting paid to do that. I have to do it every night, and if I don't do it, like there's no reason for me to play. So I have to bring that aspect of my game every night, and just play well.
I guess when you're playing a team like Columbus got you was a long time ago. Feels like a long time ago, but like when a team gets you like Columbus did, is that something that you keep in the back of your mind going into the rematch?
Yeah, for sure. You look back at some video and stuff like that, and there's definitely mistakes happen. So you address those, and the season goes on. Obviously, play a bunch of different teams, but we got to get their number again. We got to get back to playing our way, and we can't take any teams lightly when they come into our building. That we expect their best playing in Toronto. So yeah, we have to come and focus on ourselves tonight. Bring it from the first shift, kind of like that Tampa game, where shift one, and then you just start rolling from there. We can't think big picture. You can't start thinking later on in the game. If you just play shift at a time and stick to our systems, and we'll be okay.
Well, he'd be out there a bit against Rowenski just because he's out there 27 minutes. Yeah. Like, what stands out about him as a defenseman in the challenge?
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously a heck of a player. He's having a great season. He's kind of you can't even call him dual threat. He's got more than dual threat. He's all over the ice. He's got a good stick. He can play the body, and he's up and down both ends of the rink. It seemingly is, the fastest guy out there. So you just got to do your best to contain him and not let him get behind you. Obviously, when you go in and finish your check in the forecheck, you got to get right back out because he's going to try and beat you up the ice. So just that speed that he has, you got to contain that and know that, again, he can pass a puck, he can shoot the puck. So a guy like that with that much talent, you just got to keep your eye on when he's on the ice.
You're a guy who likes to throw his body around out there on the ice. What do you appreciate about how Matthew Knies is using his size right now?
Yeah, not even just the hitting part of his game, it's just how he uses his body along the walls. It seems like he almost wins almost every single wall battle, and even before the battle happens, going into just his body positioning, how he puts his hips and sticks his butt into guys, and he just kind of gains that edge before the battle even happens, and then he comes out on top. It's impressive to see for a guy who's he's only 22 years old. So a kid like that's got definitely a bright future, and those are kind of the little things that sometimes go unnoticed, but when you do it every single time, people start to pick up that, wow, this kid's coming out of the puck battle with the puck almost every single time. So it's fun to watch because when Knies going into a corner, he's a big bowling ball, and he'll take that puck to the net too. So he's not afraid to get his nose dirty, and it's been working for him.
What have you learned about Dennis Hildeby this season?
The beast, going back to game one, calm, cool, collected. He's obviously takes up a lot of net, and he's athletic too. So he's not just a guy that takes up space. He can move side to side laterally very well, and he played his rebound control is great too. So he's just a good kid. He's always smiling. He's happy to be here, and we love having him in the net. So we're excited to see what he's got for us tonight.
Is he loosening up a bit as a personality? Like sometimes you come in, maybe you don't want to say much. You get called up. Like what have you learned about him as a guy?
He's quiet and he's laid back. He's reserved. I mean, all the Swedes are nice guys. It seems like it's just something in the water over there. But he's always, every time I walk in, he's the first guy in the gym getting ready. He works his butt off. So it's good to see a young guy like that just doing all the right things in order to stay in the league. And he's got a bright future ahead of him, and he keeps that up.
I know you were with Stoli last year, but you ever been on a team with this many tall goalies?
No, actually I haven't. Again, I'm usually one of the taller guys in the team, but then you look in the paint and you're looking up at the guy. It kind of gives you a sense of, all right, this guy's taking up a lot of net. And again, we got great goalie depth here. And, Woller's not the tallest guy, but he seems to be just an athletic freak too. So we're pretty blessed with our goalie situation. We got some good guys stopping the pucks.
Gooning it up Saturday in Montreal. Yeah. Was it tough to see the streak come to an end?
I know. As soon as I hit him, I kind of figured it might happen, just knowing the score of the game, and I looked over and saw the guy's arm go up, and I thought, oh well. But no, that happens. Again, I didn't try to take his legs out. I was just trying to get in there and get body position on him, but stuff happens. Again, I didn't expect to go 82 without a penalty minute. It probably wouldn't have been a good look anyways, but it's probably good that I got one on the board so I don't have a big donut sitting under the penalty minute category.
Why do you think you're able to avoid it? Like, considering the style that you play.
Again, I try to pride myself on just being on the right side of pucks and on my man, and when you do that, usually you're not going to be able to, or you're not going to have to, reach or put sticks in between guys' legs or get into guys' hands. So I just try to do that, and again, it's worked so far and up until that last game there. But I'm not going to change. Again, it's just trying to be physical and be on the right side of guys, and usually you're not going to get called.
Holmberg is leading you guys in drawn penalties, and it's kind of a surprising candidate for that. I'm just curious what you notice about him, why he's able to do that.
Yeah, I mean he's got this deceptive speed to his game, and he's got he's pretty bulky. So when he gets that puck and he puts it out wide, it's tough to knock him off the puck. He's got a low center of gravity. So you saw him dipsy doodle throughout that D in Montreal, and then they kind of were forced to drag him down. He's good at that. He can lean on guys and he can shift you with these cutbacks. So when he's doing stuff like that, it's hard to defend, and that's when you have to grab a guy or get a stick in there, and then that's when you get your hooking and tripping penalties. So. He's been playing very well these past few games since he's came back into the lineup, and I'm really happy for him.
Looks like Hildebrand.
Yeah,
Hildebrand.
Walt's had a lot of work, a lot of emotional games, I would say, Montreal, Tampa, like big games and emotional games, a lot of work. So, just with the schedule and everything, just time for Hildebrand to get in there.
What's the biggest threat the Blue Jackets pose?
They got some great players over there. They really do. Size, strength. I mean, they can score. Lorentz's having a great year in the back end, very good player. So, I mean, they come at you pretty good. Their power play's been clicking, and young team that plays with a lot of energy and some real good skill.
Do you want your guys to remember the last game, or is it so long ago that ancient history?
Well, yeah, they remember it for sure. I mean, they don't forget about that, but it's a different time now. We got to focus on what we just need to do tonight to be successful in the game, and that's what we talked about this morning. Our mindset going into the game, our motivational level. We got to check here tonight, and that's going to be important because of their talent and speed and things over there. So we have to play a tight checking game, and we'll get our opportunities. I think that's got to be the approach.
Considering the challenges Columbus has faced this season, what do you make the work Dean has done over there?
Great work. I've known Dean for quite a while, going back to junior days and stuff, and very good coach, and he's got his team playing, aggressive style of hockey. They're a motivated group.
Were you ever on a team that lost the player the way they lost Johnny? I'm thinking Pelly Lindbergh. I can't remember if you were around for him, but.
No, I came in after Pelly. Yeah, there was a player, I forget, he was a Russian player that got killed in a boating accident. I was there in Philly then. Tough situation. I think it was in the Okanagan it happened. So, yeah, they've obviously gone through a lot, and they've gone through a lot of adversity with that and everything, but they're playing really good hockey and playing for each other.
Ash ready on IR, is it still a day-to-day thing at this point, or anticipate a little longer?
Probably a little longer, but yeah, a little longer than day-to-day.
What do you know about Jacob Quillen? Obviously, played tonight, but
Camp, speed, strength, very good skater. I thought he was, in camp and games, I thought he pretty good hockey IQ. Penalty killer type player, checker, but love his speed and his strength. Yeah.
Even if you don't use guys like that, it's important for them to know that their work down there is appreciated.
For sure. I talked to him this morning about it, and he's up here because he's played really well down there. He's been a very good player of late, and that's why he's up here. If we need him, he's available for us. So, when guys do well, they get rewarded. They come up to the NHL.
Sometimes when players have head injuries, like Jake McCabe, they come back a little bit more reserved, but he hasn't been. Do you have any idea why it is?
Well, he's a veteran guy that's been around. He's always played a hard-nosed style of hockey, and I think that's his game. And, for him, he gets right back at it, I think sometimes, a younger guy that, has not been in the league that long and stuff probably might be a little bit more tentative coming back in those situations. But, when you're a veteran guy like Jody Shelley here, he would come back and play like that. But, they understand their game, and they understand that they're ready to go and they're fine, and just go out and play, do your job.
Do you approach the next few games any differently because of the break? Does that have any impact on what you're trying to do?
Not necessarily. I mean, we want to make a good push here before the break. I think that's really important. It's a tight league, and we gotta do a job here at home right now. Tonight, that's what we're focused on, is tonight's game, and then we'll worry about the next one.
Matthew Nyes was saying that your style fits his game to a T, and you said he's playing that power forward game to a T. Do you guys have to talk much, or is he just kind of a self-starter and away he goes?
Yeah, he's been a self-starter. I mean, I talked to him quite a bit, obviously in the summertime and throughout camp and things like that, and about his game and where I see where he should be at and the things he should be thinking about out there. So, but he's done it. So, I mean, I don't bother him too much. He's doing a good job. There's always tweaks and things like that each player needs here and there. But for the most part, he's been highly motivated and doing a good job.
How much room does he have to grow, do you think? Like, he's still so young, even though he's on that top line.
I think he'll grow. The growth will probably come with a little bit of playmaking over time and trying to find different ways to score goals. He does have a very good shot, so he probably has the ability to score at distance at some point. Those are things that I think over time he'll work on. That just doesn't come naturally for everybody, but he has a good shot, so he has the ability to probably score from distance at some point.